Oh man, that doesn't bode well for the beginning. What's up, guys? It's Jules. We're going to do baseball today. All right, we'll explain why in a little bit here, but we're going to do baseball today. Now, I am still technically sick. I cannot kick this last little bit of cold, this spring, summer cold that I've gotten. I may sniff a little bit, may cough a smidge. I got a cough drop in again. I lost my voice about an hour after I did that other video the other night, so that was gone for about better part of a day. So that was just a lot of fun. I'm so glad I got the video done before that happened. And but yeah, I mean, I feel okay. I'm a little tired, but mostly it's just right now it's the throat. That's the pain in the throat. And so so anyway, so we're gonna do a little work on baseball. I tallied the votes for what to stitch on next with and baseball was up there, like definitely top 5. But what it boiled down to was I've got a fair bit of time this afternoon to jump on a project for this video and get this up later this afternoon. And baseball was the next one I was going to stitch on in my little rotation. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to jump in and do baseball now, and then we will go from there. I will get you guys the vote tally here in just a little bit as we do our video. But get some loving on some baseball since it's baseball season. Birds are covered up, but the birds are still being loud. I think they've missed me being up here. Chirp, 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 chirp. Chirp, 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 chirp. We'll see how long I can talk. I'm going to try and keep it kind of mellow talking, just to kind of rest my voice a little bit. I don't care if I lose it the rest of the weekend. I'm not doing anything. But I would like to get through this video, get a good solid hour at least in. Oh, goodness gracious, guys. Cough drops are the best. I've ingested some honey. I have tried to help my throat with that. It's a very localized throat pain problem. It's like on the left side. My left ear is involved. It's just dumb. No, I haven't gone to the doctor yet, because every time I go to the doctor, it's like, well, take this and this. So I just went ahead and started taking that and that. And so hopefully I will feel a little better here shortly. Oh, I was going to take my cold medicine. Did they bring it up with me? I don't think I brought it up with me. I'll take that. I'll take that when I go back downstairs. Sleeping has been... I've been sleeping good, but I still wake up in the middle of the night and like just get into these coughing. I don't even know what makes me get into these coughing fits, because I'm fine. Like, it's not like I cough anything up. It's just I get like a tickle or something. Tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Birdies. Tickle, tickle. They're like, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Where am I? I'm right about home. So I worked today. So that's part of the reason my throat's kind of trashed anyway. I talk a lot at work. Have to. And almost there though. Even took some allergy pills today, because I'm like, is this allergies or is this... What is this? My left... Oh yeah, and then the whole left nose, like the left side of my sinus and my left nostril, I just won't stop running like a faucet. Well, I'm making my way all across this cross-stitch piece right now. It's nice. Husband is working on the bees, has been since about 8 o'clock this morning. I guess he got down there and in checking the bees out and whatnot, discovered that 2 of the hives no longer have a queen. I'm not sure if they're part of the new batch we just got, or what really is going on. I'm sure I'll get the whole story when he comes home. But he had to run to the bee store to go get a couple more queens to put them in and hopefully salvage the hive. It is never ending. Up and down roller coaster. and we will eventually be stable. Let's see, if we get these 7 hives that we've installed, and we get all 7 have nice healthy queens, and everybody's doing good, then we won't need to do anything else with them down the road. And we'll be able to just let them... Am I even getting my stitching on here? And we'll even need to get them going. They won't need any help. So, we'll find out. It's all good. I really need to get some bee videos together and some all kinds of stuff. One of the things that he was going to do today also, and I know he did do it, but I haven't heard the results of it yet, but so there are these little creatures called Varroa mites, and Varroa mites are particularly devastating to beehives, and they have become a bigger problem. Now, I'm not sure exactly what I would classify as a bigger problem, but he knows all the stats and whatnot, but more and more people are having issues, and we actually have had some Varroa mites in our hives. They come in on the... I think they get on the bees somehow, and they come in, and then what they end up doing is they'll actually like think of a honeycomb. Like, hold on, let me pull my needle through. Think of a honeycomb with each one of these little squares being like a little indentation where they can actually put like the honey in or whatnot. Well, in some of these boxes, they're actually putting in eggs. They're laying eggs, and mama bee, whatever, queen bee comes over and takes care of it. But anyway, so what happens is that what the mite will do is that they'll burrow down into where they've laid an egg, and they'll go down there and they'll steal all the food that the other bees put in there for the egg, and then it'll kill the egg. And what ends up happening is then it'll come out, and it'll come out eventually out of that little spot, and then it'll multiply and infect more eggs, and it'll basically eventually wipe out your colony. And it can happen fairly quickly. I mean, it can happen within, a month's time or so, I believe, as far as just how fast they can go. The good thing is that they are easy to see. They're like little, closer to maybe that color, that like letter cutter, if you can tell. Light's not the best here right now, but that's kind of how they do it. So we have done some different treatments for them. I'm not sure where I'm at now. I've suddenly lost my position. Hold on. Okay, get that. There. Okay. But anyway, so I forget exactly how we treated. We put some kind of strips out that were supposed to catch the mites, but it's not always terribly effective. So I'm going to start with a new thing of floss here. I'm just going to start with a new thing. And, well, I'm down at the end of that one anyway. So we are, and I should highlight while I'm here. So trying a new way to treat them, which hopefully will be pretty effective, but we're using a combination of a compound called oxalic acid along with, you guys are going to laugh at this, with Everclear, which is the grain alcohol, like super high proof, like 190 proof grain alcohol, like the strongest. I mean, it's moonshine, basically. It is so strong. It's rocket fuel. And the reason why we were doing that is because we need a way to take the powder of the oxalic acid and nebulize it into like a mist so that it disperses evenly all throughout the hive, because we actually will use a mister and blow it into the bottom of the hive where the bees go in and out. So you blow it in, and you can take off the top of the hive so you can make sure that it's truly getting all the way in. 30 seconds of doing that. It doesn't really bother the bees. It's not like it's smoke. It doesn't smell bad. And so then it comes up through the hive. And then because the Everclear, the grain alcohol, is so high proof, it just like instantly dries or vaporizes or whatever the word is that I cannot come up with. But, and then it just leaves the oxalic acid sitting everywhere. And the bees will kind of crawl around on it, whatnot, and that oxalic acid will actually kill the varroa mites. So as long as we treat them, and then it goes away pretty quickly. I mean, it's like you treat them and then you treat them again like 3 weeks to try to get the life cycle. But once we start putting hive, like, it doesn't harm the bees and it doesn't harm the honey. The only concern you would have is if it did get into the honey. But what we're doing is we're treating the bees now before we put more honey boxes. We call them supers, but we put boxes on top of the regular boxes. I'll do videos at some point that'll explain better about like what things are and whatnot. We'll do some bee videos on the bee channel, but this way basically we do this now, and then we don't run the risk of doing anything to the human honey, the stuff we want to have a little bit later on. So that's our plan, and we're sticking to it. All right. So what else should I do here? Let's do some darker colors. Let's get some darker colors down here. Get this umpire's shoulders. Yeah, just do that floss on myself. So he was doing that. That was going to take a while. I hope he recorded it. I asked him to, so that we could put it in a video at some point. And as soon as I get my voice fully back, I can do some voiceovers. But we're gonna get all that done. So where did I put that needle? There it is. There bee. Speaking of bees. Alrighty. Alright guys, so let's go ahead. Nobody's listening. Let's go ahead and talk about who won the drawing. I had like 70 comments on that channel, that video, and it's funny because I have there's a little program that is on a website that allows you to plug in your video's URL, and it lets you do that, and then I'm going to come all the way down here and go left to right here. And then it'll pick out a random commenter. But the funny thing was that it kept picking out commenters that I believe didn't want the freebie pattern because of they didn't specify they didn't answer the question that I asked them to if they wanted to get it. So that was kind of funny how that happened. But eventually someone did win it, and it's kind of ironic because we're celebrating. A year ago today was when we went on our honeymoon. And for those of you who may know or may remember, my husband and I went on our honeymoon to Alaska. So Alaskan Stitcher, you won the drawing. So congratulations. I'm not sure how we'll do this. I think what I'll just do, Mary is the amazing stitcher who donated the honeybee project pattern for someone to start stitching, and thank you again, Mary, for that, and congratulations on your graduation from school and your x-ray program, because that is an amazing program. I actually have a friend of mine who went through that some years back, and actually I have two friends that did that. One does ultrasound and one does x-rays. So but anyway, Alaskan Stitcher, I will, how am I going to do this? Why don't you shoot me your email on, hop on my blog, leave me a comment with an email, or however you want to do it. You can, there's, my email address is on here. I just don't like saying it and putting it out there because then I get a lot of spam. But we'll get it all figured out. And then I'll put you in contact with Mary, and you guys can get that all straightened out. So congratulations, and I hope you enjoy it. And so yeah, it's been a year ago to, like, it's not the exact number day, but it's the first weekend in May, and that was when that Saturday morning we got up early and went to the airport, flew into Seattle, and had a had a wonderful day. The Derby was on. We watched the Derby standing on the sidewalk of outside this sports bar when they had the race on. So we kind of watched it, even though I didn't care because I didn't know anybody was racing because I was on my honeymoon. I didn't care. And we've been watching a lot of videos lately about the different towns that we visited up there because we're just having some, I don't know if we'd ever move up there, but it's just, it's one of those adventures that who knows we might do someday, but we certainly did enjoy ourselves. We absolutely want to go back at some point. And that would be that's just going to be so much fun when we do. But, all right. And then, let me show you here. Let me pull this out. It's my list of everybody that voted. I got a lot of votes. And they're all spread all over the place. But the good news is I think we've got enough stuff to work on for the next 4 to 6 weeks or so. That's how I think how we're going to divvy it up. We're going to get some variety now with some of the projects that we work on here. Hold on here. And that there. So I'm jumping in and I'm doing baseball first. Like I said, it's just a little easier for me to do it today, so we'll knock it off the list. It was probably like about the 4th. It was tied with the Thames project, to start the Thames project. So what won was Wonders of the World. So I will actually start stitching again on Wonders of the World this week, but we'll make it also next week's focus project and do the Stitch With Me for that project. And then way up here, and then we'll do after Wonders of the World, and then I think what I'm going to do is I got a lot of votes for like one of the blended projects, so I'm actually going to do a week of Tower Babel and then a week of Greenwich Village. We'll do those two after that, and then from there we'll actually start the Thames project, and then I got some other things going too. So we're gonna Rowe Map 2, Apothecary Shop got some votes, but tied with that was also Space Traveler. So the Haid Doctor Who thing also got, and so I'll do a video when I start the Thames project. I'll start it from scratch. Like I won't even grid. I'll just bring in the project, bring in the first page, and go through like what I do when I start a brand new full coverage project. We'll just do it that way, and I've had a few requests to show that, so I think that'll be a fun thing to do, something different. And there. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So it's a lot of different things. And then I am going to restart, get back on Dachshund. I don't know where Dachshund is. I'm pretty sure Dachshund's probably right back in the bag that it's supposed to be in. But I haven't messed with said bag for a bit, so I need to get back on that. But that's our plan, and that is what we're sticking to. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. I have no regrets about getting up and seeing Avengers at 3 in the morning a week ago, whenever it was. No regrets at all. I am suffering from the effects of that. I don't know if I would have gotten sick anyway, but it certainly didn't help to have all that stuff happen. Get sick while we're trying to do all that craziness, because it was craziness. But I also have to say that I've spent a lot of time in the last week playing World of Warcraft. Can't believe I actually play WoW again, but I just needed something that I could just sit and just play at the computer and not think and not look and not do anything really. So I've been doing that for the last couple nights. I've been tired, man. We've been working hard. Working hard. Oops, almost pulled that out. But we're getting to a point where I hope at some point coming up down the road, everything's gonna start paying off with everything I'm doing outside of stitching. And when that starts paying off in a lot of ways, then I'll have even more time for stitching. Get back to the way it used to be. And that's all I did. Because man, do I want to finish some things. I gotta highlight again. I gotta highlight. I did get out It As Well. I put a post on the blog about that. But I got It As Well out. Worked on it. I need to drag out Charity. I have Charity out. I just don't have the actual pattern out. So let me look at this a second. Nope, it's not the one that's on the wall. Okay, that's good. Okay. Oh boy. All right, get a lot of stitching down here. Cool beans. I'm sitting here trying to think if there was anything else that we were gonna choose, decide, or whatever we were gonna do for this video. I think I got everything squared away. I answered a bunch of questions on when I was going through the comments and everything, so I don't think I'm quite caught up yet, but I did answer quite, well, not, I didn't answer, but I acknowledged quite, because I read everybody's, and so, and I do really appreciate all the positive reinforcement, and because it does help, because I mean, if I didn't get any, I mean, I would still be stitching, honestly, and I would be doing all these projects, no matter what, but kind of being in a community, we're all stitching our stuff together, it's kind of fun, it is fun, so I hope someday that I can make it a more interactive community and either broadcast live on Twitch or on YouTube. I haven't decided, and so, and I don't know, I can't really put together a schedule at this point, so I'm being kind of reticent about talking too much about it, but but that is the goal. That is the goal. Or stitchy time. I did work on Old World Map 2 again, though. Got some good stitching done on it. And then finally just placed my order for more floss. I went and got more floss last week. And then I counted, I forget, 762. I mean, I need that for so many projects. And I'm like, you would have thought I would have remembered it. But I did not. And that's a pain. So I went ahead and ordered like about 10 different skeins that I need. I know as I go through the blended projects, I'm going to realize I need even more, but that's fine. We'll get there. But Bailey really did a number on all my stuff. It's just... But you know what? That table's clean now. She finally got me to keep it clean, so kudos to her for making that possible. Because I didn't think that was going to be possible. But you know what? If it's between that and getting my stuff destroyed, I will do that. I will clean. So, just getting everything up and out of the way. And we're good. We are good. Oh, I was going to talk about sports. Oh, that's what I was going to do. All right, well, we got about half an hour for me to go through my sports stuff. I'm going to lose my voice with this, but I don't care. All right, first of all, let's talk about a little bit of hockey. All my hockey fans out there. Oh, what a crazy playoffs this has been. I have not sat down and actually, like, deliberately watched games this year, but we have had every game on next to us, and constantly kind of we're listening to it the whole time. We're turning around, watching big plays. It's just been nuts. And for us, like, I've got, my Blues, who are now on the brink of being eliminated by San Jose. I got my Blues to watch, and then we're all, no, wait, I'm sorry, not San Jose. Oh, I'm sorry. Dallas. Dallas is playing well. And but we root for Dallas because the coach of the Dallas Stars used to be the coach of Denver University here, and we'd been there to see games when he was coaching there. So, we're not really rooting against Dallas. We're just rooting a little bit more for the Blues. But we'll root for them. But then on the other side, you got the Avalanche playing San Jose. And I know I got some of you crazies out there that like San Jose. I like San Jose. And then we've also got, see, now I'm going to get all confused. I'm not going to know where Matt's stitching. Focus. Here we go. And, but they're playing the Avalanche. And so, we got to root for the Avalanche, the home team here. So, and then on the east side, I'm so happy for Carolina. I'm so happy for them. I actually, last year, I was all about, like, I watched some. I didn't watch a ton, but I kept telling my buddy that is a big hockey guy, and he really knows a lot of hockey. I'm like, man, Carolina, you watch, Carolina, you watch. Carolina's going to be the team this year. I was a year early. I was just a year early, but I'm really happy for them because they just have it this year. I don't know if they can go all the way or not, but see, they're cursed now with, doing a sweep on their team, and then the Bruins are playing Columbus. Columbus is playing really well, but then the Bruins are playing. I mean, it's just crazy. It's so crazy. It's so unpredictable right now. So it is. It's been fun, and but I've been so distracted with different things that I'm not sitting down and just watching the game. So maybe when we get to the conference championships, I'll start doing that. But it's crazy because there's. I mean, I don't. There's not a single team that's left in the playoffs right now that I'm like, oh, I don't want them to win. Like, every single one of them, I have a reason for why I would like to see them win. And so it's just going to be fun to see kind of how things go. So I'll see. But, so that's hockey. NFL draft. Okay. So I'm going to put, for those of you guys who like football, and for those of you who may have husbands that like football, and we talk about football all the time, there's this video that I probably watched like 5 times already because the guy is so funny. And he does this this thing of draft reactions from fans from all 32 NFL teams. And it's like, he wears a t-shirt and a hat for every team and says like a 1-line or 2-line reaction from the team. And they go back and forth. And it's just, it's so funny if you follow the entire NFL. And he just did a great job. I'll have to link that down below if I can remember to do that. But I'm just still... I need to highlight. Hold on, let's highlight. Oh, man. So, I'm glad that the kid, Murray, got picked number 1 after everything that happened. I really am. I don't think that he's, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope that I'm wrong. I just don't see him having a long, fruitful career. I see him getting hurt. I see him running around for his life and throwing interceptions. I see this being a difficult next couple of years for the Arizona Cardinals because I believe that ultimately the problem is at the top. I think their GM is not very good. I think their GM is chasing, and he's chasing the wrong people. I don't get why you think that a coach that had a cumulative losing record in college will somehow magically, his system will be the right one for the NFL, and a 5'8", he's 5'8", guys. He's not 5'10". A 5'8" quarterback will be able to run it in the NFL. I just don't. I just really dislike it when I see like a team that when they have some great players on their team and they just don't have the right management in place. You could say that about the Browns for a while. I mean, granted they've also had bad teams, many bad teams, but they had, a lot of it was getting the right GM. And when they got the right GM in place, then they didn't hire the right coach at first, but they had a coach in place. They started drafting the right players. And picking Baker Mayfield number 1 was absolutely the smartest thing they ever did. And now they've made some more trades. I mean, and I do believe that they hired the right coach there, but it takes a while sometimes. You have to just find the right people for the jobs. It's so hard. It's not easy. I mean, if it were easy, nobody would ever get fired because they would just constantly be doing good. But do I think that... I do say that I think Miami did a great job of grabbing Josh, I can't say his name, Josh Rosen from the, even though I'm not a fan of Josh Rosen, I can't say his name. I'm not a fan of his, but he has a much better chance. He'll have a much better season with Arizona than, he'll have a much better season with Miami than he would have with Arizona. I am not making any sense here, people. And if you don't like football, I'm sorry. Just ignore me while I'm rambling. Just highlighting again. Cool. Hi. But... yeah, I give it maybe 2 years. We'll see how bad of a year this is, because if Arizona literally has, what did I do with that floss? Story of my life. What did I do with the floss? Here, let's cut some more. If they go like 1-15 this year, and the rookie quarterback is crunched into tiny little pieces, I mean, he could theoretically, like, everybody loses their job potentially. But I don't know what to say, guys. I just, let's get the season started. I want the season to start now, but we've got like 3-4 months still, so 4 months. It's all good. I got other things I gotta do before the season starts, so it's all good. But I didn't really pay attention to like what the Bears did a whole lot, even though that's my team. Part of that was just that was the whole Avengers thing. That's right. That's why I got thrown off, because it was pulled that through the backside. I got thrown off with the whole Avengers thing. So I'll come over here. I'm gonna do a little bit down here. So I ended up listening to it on Saturday while I was like half asleep post bees, pre-bees, whatever it was. That whole weekend was just crazy. But I don't know. I don't know what to say there, because I'm just kind of like, let's find out what happens. The Raiders, they always make some, I don't know. They did good, but they did weird. I don't know. Nobody truly knows until like 3 years from now. See how well they drafted. I'm trying to think if there was any stories that. Speaking of the Raiders, I think one of the guys that we love to watch from Last Chance or Hard Knocks? Is it Last Chance? Last Chance U? A TV show that's on Netflix. We loved Ollie, the big defensive lineman that played and that struggled because he was, he was really immature. He had a lot of talent, but he didn't apply himself. And there's a lot of things he could have done, but poor kid, no parents, aunts and uncles, but nobody really takes responsibility for him, so he just kind of, gets, rolled between different family members and doesn't really have a home, and never really, like, the light never really turned on for him. And then he ended up, he left Last Chance U, because I think he had to. I think it was like 2-year school or something. Ended up going to another school. Then he left that school because he's like, man, these guys aren't, I'm not learning anything. He was just being immature, and he was just blaming everybody else but himself. And I guess he, somehow, somewhere the light turned on, and he came back, and he passed his classes, and he started, did I do that wrong? Oh, whew, I didn't. Thank goodness, that would have been a bummer to start that one over again. And he got his life straightened up, and he ended up not getting drafted. We were waiting. I was listening to every pick in the 7th and the last round to see if he'd get picked, but he did get a free agent pickup from the Raiders. And that is actually a really good option for him because they need defensive line help, so he has a chance to make a difference. He may need to spend a year on the scout squad and get stronger, but if he has turned the leaf like he says he has, that kid's going to have a real shot to change his life for the better, forever for the better. So we're rooting for him. Even though he's going to be on the Raiders. No, that's all right. It's all good. Boop, 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 boop. I'm going to get some Mexican food this afternoon. We are doing so bad in eating out lately. We got to buckle down here soon. I need to stop at the grocery store and actually go to the grocery store and pick up some things that I know I need to eat during the week. I'm so lazy. I don't like going to the grocery store. A lot of times I just don't like going out stores, period. I get recognized so many places around town. I just run into people I know everywhere. And that's fine, but I'm usually like running around town. I got like a hat on and I'm trying to just run in and out of stores and I don't want to be social. You ever get like that where you're, like my job requires me to be very outgoing and personable, and I am that way, but when I come home a lot of times I don't want to talk. I don't want to do anything. And I know I talk on these videos, but I'm just talking to you guys. I mean, we're not, we're not jibber jabbering too much, except for these birds. But I need my downtime. Downtime. Let's see here. So we might go get some Mexican food this afternoon. And if we do, I may end up getting that bacon wrapped shrimp again. Because I gotta tell you guys, oh my goodness, is it good. It's all protein. I wonder if I could just get just the bacon wrapped shrimp. And just be like, I don't want anything else. Maybe I don't know, give me a salad, give me some greens. But I don't eat the refried rice and the regular rice very much. Because it's just pure carbs, I don't need those. I don't know, we'll see. I might be super hungry by the time we get there, so I may just eat everything in sight, and that'll be the only thing I eat all day. No dinner. That's it. So what I'll do after I get done with this. No nap today. No nap. Didn't do a nap on Thursday. Trying to get out of the nappies. But we are, so I'm going to go downstairs, start loading the video up. And then from there, I work more on baseball. I go up and do some of the top stuff that I haven't been working on, figure out what colors I need, and start putting together a list of colors for those. I think that would be good. Oh boy. I do have some ice cream downstairs. I'll probably have a little bit of that. It helps with the throat. Let's take this off. Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo-ba-doo, boom. Oh, it would help if I actually get myself to stitch in the comfy chair, in the stitchy chair. Of course, it's starting to get a little warm enough that I am starting to think about stitching upstairs some in the bedroom, because it'll be stretch my back, because it's going to be too warm for me to want to stitch downstairs. So when that time comes, I might get even more stitching done. I hope. Boopity 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 boo. Boopity boopity boo. So you guys got any favorites for Kentucky Derby? I think the Derby will be over by the time, but I will say right now, my pick is Game Winner. Game Winner is my vote. I like the name. I always pick by the name. I pick by just something just sounds right to me, and that's how I pick. So, doop-a-doop-a-doo. Otherwise, I have no idea. I don't really do Derby. I always say Derby because isn't that the English way to say it? Derby, maybe even the Australian way of saying it. But Derby, like Thames. I'm kind of excited. We're going to start the Thames. I think we're going to eventually start the Space Traveler project too. I just gotta put more time into some of these projects, right? I don't say that to beat myself up. I say that to go, woohoo, I need to put some more time into these projects. Yes. Yes. Have I listened to any more good books lately? Not really. I made that massive profile. Let's go back over that for a second. In the middle of being sick and tired and everything last week, I committed a massive profile of immense proportions. So I've been listening to the Dresden Files series now, and I'm on book like 15, and I finally got it. I got it on, I had to wait like 2-3 weeks. I had reserved it on, was it Overwatch? Overlord? Over-listen? Over something? Over and out? I don't remember, but it's that name of that program that I have on my phone that I just listen to audiobooks on, that I check out from the library. And, hold on a sec. Come down here and do this. And so there were 2 libraries that I'm registered with, or 2 library districts that I'm registered with that I can borrow books from. And so one of them, my local one, is, I had like an 8-week wait for book 15. And I went on the Denver thing, and it's like, oh, guess what? You only have a 3-week wait. So I'm like, oh, that would be great. So I put my name on both lists, and the other day, or a week ago, in the middle of being sick, I was notified, hey, you got book 15. It's in, you can listen to it. And I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. I'll do that while I'm, not feeling good. We'll listen to that while we're doing other things. And so I started listening to it, and I had just finished the 3rd the third Brother Odd, or the third Odd Thomas book, which I didn't really like a whole lot. It was okay, but not great. And I listened to it, and I was like, oh, well, let me return this book to the library so the next person can listen to it, and then I'll start listening to the new Dresden book. And I totally got messed up, and I accidentally returned the Dresden book before I'd even started listening to it. And oh, I was not happy with myself. Couldn't believe I had done that after waiting, wanting and wishing and waiting for this book. So I had put myself back on the list. Now, I should be getting that any time. This weekend, probably, I would imagine. It'll become available, so I'll start listening to it. But I can't believe I did that. And then to compound everything, the next Odd Thomas book is not available. Overdrive, that's the name of it, on Overdrive. It's not available through anybody on Overdrive. The only place that I have found that I could listen to it is actually from YouTube, which I'm not a proponent of. I'm not somebody who says that that should be done. But if you don't give me any alternative to listen to the book any other way, I will go black market if I have to. So I can listen to that anytime because there's a video of the Odd Thomas book that's got the whole. The only problem is there's no way to bookmark it. So that's the downside of doing it that way. Two, three. So, and then I got all these nonfiction books that I'm trying to listen to at the same time. So it's just kind of, it's kind of crazy right now. Nope, I just go all the way down with this one. So that's kind of where we're at right now with the audiobooks. But I've been listening to a lot of hockey. And of course there was all kinds of, I've been listening to a lot of draft commentary too, but just real tired this week with being kind of sick, and I'm going to be taking some time off at the end of the month around the holiday, but part of it will be good and part of it will be busy. It'll be all right otherwise. We'll get a lot done. So right around the Memorial Day weekend, taking off 5 days in a row, and it'll mostly be a staycation, but we've got, so Thursday I'll be home by myself. Friday we're going to actually go up to Estes and open up the in-laws, my aunt's family's cabin up there, and grab ourselves, what are we eating when we're up there? We're eating something. We're like, yeah, we're stopping here. I forgot exactly which place we're going to. We're stopping someplace while we're up there that we love, and I suddenly can't remember it. And I'm doing that. Hold on a second. Get this down here a little bit. And we are, okay, now I know where I'm at. And then we're coming home that same day, because we don't really want to stay up there all night, because it's just kind of like, then we just have to get up early the next day and drive down. So might as well just get everything done in one day, open the cabin up, enjoy ourselves, go to Estes. It'll just be fun. We enjoy being up there. We'll probably take Zuzu so she can help us and be crazy and run around and enjoy herself. And then, yeah, that'll be fun. And then from there, we'll come down, come home. So then Saturday, I can't remember, it must be Saturday that all the high school graduations are taking place around here. And I've got a couple of different graduations that I need to go to. And there's a joint one that we also need to go to. And then we'll have Sunday and Monday to otherwise do whatever. So, got a lot going on, kids. Got a lot going on. But that might be a great time to get a lot of things done. We shall see. I still haven't done that pet video that I keep talking about. Oh, let's do this. Let's highlight some, shall we? Brilliant. That is brilliant. Alright, I think I'm going to actually stop here, guys, because the throat's definitely starting to ramp up a little bit. We got some good stitching done, but I'm going to go back up here and fill in some more, especially all the way up here where we know that I've jumped ahead, like I always do. But, let's pull this back up here. So we're down here, Mr. Mustache Man, Mr. Crazy Mustache Man, and I really don't like the way none of these guys are really trying to back anybody up. They're just standing in place, you know, but I guess that is 100 years ago plus, so it's probably 130 years ago. This looks like the 1800s baseball, except for the fact that they have fences. So anyway, so we're getting down here. We're going to have a lot to do down here. It's going to go fast when we get down here, but I need to get all this cleaned up here, and then things will start looking like something. The year of that things will look like something. So, Alaskan Stitcher, you crazy person, you of the love your country fried steak like I do as well, and gravy. Oh my gosh, so good. Get in touch, and we'll get your stuff done. Yay, referee, yay, umpire. And I'm gonna go downstairs and stitch while I don't have anything else to do. So take care, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next weekly update, and we'll do this as our focus project of the week. I'll get more done, but we're gonna move into Wonders of the World next week and really make some progress on that. Okay? I'll see you guys later. Take care and happy stitching.